absolutely freezing today. This is why I look like this.
Also, she nommed 3/4 of my mouth. Can you guess which ones? If you're not out there looking to bring in new people, then you'll die. A colleague of yours will soon get engaged. Who's it gonna be? They know I'm in my 40th year. And if you've got a choice to make, prioritise your future self. Hello friends, welcome back to another weekly vlog. It's actually Tuesday night, so I'm starting this vlog a little bit earlier. I may start doing it that way, so I've got a little bit more time to edit before my work week. Just this week was extra manic, so I wanted to kind of call time on the previous vlog. Right now, I am making, I would call it chicken soup. This is my version of chicken soup. It's kind of leek and potato soup with the chicken noodle soup hybrid, and it ends up being almost stew-like in the way that I make it. But let me show you what it looks like right now. I mean, there's nothing soup-like about this. I don't even know what I'm talking about. This is chicken broth, chicken stock, I suppose, that I made earlier. And I will have had, by the end, so many meals out of this chicken. I bought a cooked chicken, which always feels like a luxury, doesn't it? And it smells amazing in the car ride home. Milo just wanted like a chicken dinner. We didn't really want that. So he had a chicken dinner. We're having chicken sandwiches for tea. And I'm making this chicken soup, which is going to be at least 4 meals. So from one chicken, let me bring you back over here. From one chicken, I've got the stock, obviously, that I made from the chicken. I bought some noodles, rice noodles. Usually I get the thick noodles, like the udon noodles for this, but I thought we'd go rice noodles. And 2, this is the lazy part, but just, I mean, it was the cooked chicken. All of this is the lazy part, but hear me out. 2 leek and potato soup, like pre-packaged veg. This is a pretty good meal in terms of like how many meals for the stuff that I've bought, plus very nourishing. It's nice for this time of year. Do you know what? That stock was a lot. I'm gonna still add some hot water to this, but because I don't like it, because I like a thick, more stew-like soup, like lots of chunky, I suppose this would be like a chunky soup, right? I don't know. It's just food. Whatever you want to call it is fine. But I'm going to try and avoid using too much water because I want it to be as flavorful as possible. I'm watching Live It Like Lauren. If you don't follow her, she's great. She's very real life vlogs. Love her. I'm watching her vlogs and an ad just came up, which is, this is nothing, you know, this is not relevant to Lauren's content so much as it is relevant to me and my viewing habits, because I am targeted with the ads, not Lauren. And I just received an ad. I was just served with an ad for a company who help you corral, I don't know, negotiate, claim back different pensions that you had for old workplaces. That's where we're at. They know I'm in my 40th year. Hello, friends. It is 5:40 a.m. Oh, it's going to look like I'm crying, but I'm not. I've just used eye drops and they're just like trickling out of my eyes as we speak. I saw something yesterday that said you should be prioritizing your future self. If you have ever seen me talk about self-care, you will know this will have struck a chord with me, which it did. I always talk about self-care in that you are caring for yourself. It's not about face masks and going to the spa and chocolate. I realised that self-care for me was doing things that my future self would be thankful that I'd done. Things like put away the washing that's on the landing, put away, you know, whatever. You know, do something today that tomorrow you will be like, oh, thank you so much. And prioritise your future self is a way better way of phrasing what it is that I'm trying to do with that. And I was watching this video and the person was saying, it was like one of those, I watched something and it led to another video, and it was on the TV while I was cleaning yesterday, and I was like, oh, I don't even know who that person is because it's on the TV. That's my only thing with YouTube on the TV. It doesn't feel, I'm not as connected to the thing that I'm watching because I haven't, like if it's on my phone, I'll go into my phone and subscribe to the person, whereas it's on the TV, it's kind of, I feel like it gets away from me. I'm sure I can go and find in my history, can't I, who I watched, because I really enjoyed that. Anyway, so they were talking about everything you do it with your future self in mind. And that can be anything. It can go anything from like cleaning the kitchen or doing something small. I mean, it doesn't feel small at the time, but do the thing today that you don't want to do, because tomorrow you're not going to want to do it either. And tomorrow, not only will you save yourself time, but you'll be so happy that yesterday's self did that for today's self. But then also long-term stuff, like, why are you buying that? Why are you spending that? What are you doing today that in 5 weeks, 5 years, 5 months, whatever, could be helpful? Like, what are you doing now that could affect the future? And if you've got a choice to make, prioritise your future self. I don't know, it made me really think. And that's why I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, because I thought, you know what? I have got some things to do before I do a day in the office. And I know one way I can do that is a 5 a.m. start. So here we are. I've been out of the house all day. I then went to the golf club to set up the... I should have vlogged it and I completely forgot. Went to the golf club. Excuse me. Went to the golf club. That makes it all the funnier about what I'm going to tell you. Went to the golf club to set up our little stall. I'll put a picture up here. While I was there, took Milo to football. After doing that, came home, saw Lee, and Lee said, I think your jumper's on inside out. All day, I've been everywhere. Also, I could not do eye makeup today because my eyes have been so dry. I couldn't even bear the idea of the bitty, flaky, and the black marks from constantly scrunching my eyes and constantly using eye drops. So I did no mascara for the first time possibly ever, definitely ever at work. And you know what? I didn't hate it. I steadily, as time goes on, I'm understanding my mom more and more every day. She, when I was a kid, said to me she couldn't understand how people, this is fairly judgmental, Jane, actually, but she couldn't understand how people could get up earlier to put makeup on to go to work. And she's a really early riser, so that doesn't make sense at all. But I couldn't understand how she could not wear makeup. And now, every day I wear a little bit less. I'm going to do an ASMR opening. Wait. A fortune cookie. Ooh. It's made all the funnier by the not quite perfect English. It says, "An colleague of yours will soon get engaged." I don't think it wants to focus on that, does it? No, you can do it. No, it's in your capabilities. Is it focusing now? You'll just have to trust me. Also, my nails are so grown out. I've got a nail appointment on Saturday. I'm quite looking forward to it. Colleague of yours will soon get engaged. Who's it going to be? Do you know what's really weird? I gave a... whatever that's called. Come on. Gave one of these to Karen today, and hers said, oh, I've got the magnet of this on the inside. Her a fortune cookie. Her fortune says, flattery will go a long way this evening. So maybe it's her. Maybe a tall, dark stranger is going to come to her door and propose. I could not find this camera anywhere. This is the only issue with filming on an actual camera instead of my phone. I lose things all the time. Anyway, it is Wednesday afternoon. No, it's not. It's Thursday. It's Thursday lunchtime. And I am having the soup, stew situation that I was making the other day and some toasted. I cut this up and I put it in the fridge. And I said to Lee, when we get these nice like batons of bread or like tiger bread, whatever, like a big French stick, we never eat it all at once, but I kind of want to start like cutting it up and putting it in the freezer and then just toasting it as and when. When I was a kid, we always used to keep bread in the freezer and then just toast a slice at a time as and when we wanted it. Is that a thing people do still? But I thought I would show you. I don't know how appetizing this looks, but let me tell you, this is super delicious. It is like, it's something between a stew and a soup and ramen and it's absolutely amazing, and it feels very nice at this time of year. I was just thinking, I don't know what I'm going to have for my lunch tomorrow because I've got the dentist appointment. I'm at work in the morning, dentist at lunchtime, and then I think I'm going to work from home the rest of the day because I have no idea what they're going to do. I have to have some fillings replaced, but what does that entail? I don't know. So I had an early morning this morning because I wanted to eat early because I've got my dentist appointment at lunchtime, and I figured I don't want to go. I'm going to have taken a toothbrush to work, but still, I didn't want to eat at work and then go to the dentist. But also, I think I'll probably have my mouth numbed. So then I'm concerned about how long it'll be before I can eat. So I ate a lot last night to be safe. I don't know, I've overthought this quite a bit. And then I got up this morning and had some breakfast and some coffee and stuff so that I wouldn't feel... I find it hard to like regulate my blood sugar. And so suddenly I'll get really like hot and cold and feel very woozy. And so I think that's why in the back of my mind I'm like, you can't eat. I probably should just eat and brush my teeth. I will brush my teeth before I go, but still I don't want to eat. Where's the logic? I don't know. But because I got up early, I was like making some stuff, doing some editing, wrote some Substack ideas, and I was watching this TED Talk from, I think he's called Jack Conte. He is the guy who co-founded, the word is Patreon, which I didn't realise till like halfway through the TED Talk. But he was talking about the concept of the death of the follower, which is so interesting. Basically, in a nutshell, we've gone through these. I mean, when have I ever given you anything in a nutshell? But bear with me. We've gone through these different phases of the internet, and the most recent phase was where we went from people engaging with people that they were interested in and like buying into this and like following along to being served what that platform thinks that we want to see, because that's what works for the business model of the platform. And so then the content creators that we're watching have stopped creating content in the way that they used to. Their motivation has changed because now they have to create content for that platform, not for their follower. And so every single video needs to reach a new audience because chances are the regular followers won't get to see it unless a new audience engages with it. It just, it was fairly long, but I would say it's worth watching as a viewer, as a consumer of social media. It's worth watching. From the creator standpoint, he put into words exactly what I've experienced over the last 10 years on YouTube. And I came away feeling positive, even though he was saying something pretty negative in that everything I've built is worthless. He wasn't saying that, but for at least the last 10 years, people have been saying to me, like, people in the industry, if you will, that I need to focus on building new, finding new, reaching new. And I just didn't want to do it. And I create content for the community of people that I already have and have found me. And I knew that I was doing myself a disservice down the line, but I was like, I just don't want to do that. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the people who already follow me. And there came a point where that kind of was a tipping point. And not only then was that going to mean that I wasn't going to be able to grow, but it also meant that things were going to steadily drop off and my channel would die, because even the people who are usually following, they wouldn't be shown the content either. So steadily, everything kind of falls away. It's frustrating because I've always valued the current community more than the new. And it feels like if you're not out there looking to bring in new people, then you'll die on the internet. But by the end of the TED Talk, I kind of felt like there was hope. That those of us who are still creating for the core audience, maybe it will be cyclical, maybe we'll come back around, I don't know. But I just don't ever think I'm going to be that person who can put myself out there for new people and be like, hey, shiny new thing, I don't like it. That's not who I am. Anyway, I've got to go to work now. I'm here. I'm outside the dentist. Suddenly very scared. I'm not scared of the dentist at all. But the last person I saw where I had something actually done, was not nice. Butcher is the word that I would use. And it's kind of made me a little bit afraid. And it was making me think, as I was driving over here, I've got a little bit of time to kill. As I was driving over here, I was making me think about smears and gynecological things, because I'm well overdue and that is not okay. I'm not advocating for that. I've always advocated for regular smears. However, I know we've gone off on a tangent here, but it makes sense. Listen, hear me out. I've always been an advocate. My mom screened them for a living. I've seen the images she would bring home. This is why these things are important. And a smear itself, not scary. However, the last time I had something gynecological done, it was literally the week of lockdown. It was the Monday before we went into national lockdown. So 5 years ago now. And it was so horrific. I made a video at the time because of course I did. When I see people be like, why would someone cry on camera? I understand that. And I think that myself sometimes, depending on the thing. But sometimes you are recording to kind of record. You are literally recording an event and you are telling the story of what happened. And sometimes that thing that happened was traumatic and you cry. And I remember filming this particular, I was like, here's what happened. And it was traumatic and I have not been back. And I was supposed to go back for annual smears and I have not been back. And I'm going to. It's on my list for this year. I made a list of, I'm going to do 40 things before I'm 40. And it's on the list. And it's not because I've never been before, because I have. And I don't have an issue with the smear itself. But I do have one particular block now that is a mental block because of one particular experience. And I feel like that's happened. It's not the same, but I feel like that's happened a little bit with the dentist. And I can completely understand the people that are afraid of these things. There are specific kinds of things you have to have that feel very vulnerable. And I think the dentist and anything gynecological are kind of in the same realm. They're not the same, but they kind of are the same. They feel the same kind of like, oh, Jesus, someone is in a very vulnerable place of my body and I have no control over this. Different kind of intimate, but I could kind of put those two things in the same pot in terms of like fear. I get it. Oh, do you know what? This would be a great time to cross over. So I'm going to go now. Right. I'll see you on the other side. Possibly numbed and looking a bit odd. Oh, it's so cold. It's so cold. So that was a really long appointment. I was in there for like an hour and 20 minutes. Also, she numbed 3/4 of my mouth. Can you guess which ones? This one down here, this corner, she couldn't do it. She like tried to numb my mouth about 4 or 5 times in that part. She nearly got someone else, but there was no one else available. She just couldn't do it. So I felt really bad for her because she was lovely. And in the end, she just didn't do the bit. Oh, it's so cold. But yeah, that was a lot. She was really nice. Really, really nice. And she was saying that she thought maybe next time I could have 2 appointments. And she was very aware of like, I think she thought I was afraid, which I did put her mind at rest because she kept really talking me through what she was doing. And I was like, the reason I'm having it all numbed is the pain. I'm not like, just go for it. Like, just do what you need to do. I'm not afraid of like the needles or any of that stuff. Just like go for it. And I think that made her feel a little bit better because she did say at the end she was nervous. But I think if I had like 2 appointments, then she could do one half and then the other half and it'd be better. Oh my God, right, it's so cold, right? I've got to go back home now and set up for the afternoon, work from home. But yeah, it looks crazy. But I feel like not as crazy as last time. It's Saturday morning. I've got a nail appointment. I actually think I'm going to have my nails my nails taken off. No, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean. My gel's completely taken off and just trimmed down and manicured because we've got a couple of months of busyness in the business with like markets and things that are not going to be conducive with having nice nails. So I may do that. And they're just making an appointment for before my holiday in May. I think I'm going to do that. Also, there was something else that I was going to tell you, but it's gone. Oh, yesterday, a couple of people said that they didn't like the sound that was on my video that I posted, which is so annoying because, in theory, the sound should have been good. I was in a small room, so it wasn't like echoey, but I was in a small room. I was filming on my iPhone, and the iPhone is fine. Like, in terms of the sound, the iPhone's fine. And a couple of people were like, oh, I really don't like the sound, is really distorted. And I heard it back and I thought, I feel like what they were hearing was just the fact that I was filming in that room. It wasn't distorted so much as like that was the effect of filming in the small bathroom. So I tried to fix it, re-uploaded it. Hardly anyone's watched it. It's just gonna like kill the video, which is frustrating. But I was really, really glad that I was filming this vlog on my actual camera with a microphone when I got those comments, because otherwise I would have not been feeling motivated to actually upload this at all.
Fresh nails that have got nothing on them for the first time in a long time. Also, it's absolutely freezing today. This is why I look like this. It's icy cold, icy cold. Lee said we could go to Marks and Spencer's this afternoon and get something nice to eat, because we were gonna do something nice yesterday. It was Valentine's Day, but Friday was just so busy at work and then we're so tired, and who can care? And so we were going to do it today, but honestly it's freezing cold and I'm not really feeling it. Also, you know, from my dentist appointment yesterday, I've got like a real tense jaw in the side that she could actually inject. It's like stiff is the word I'm looking for.
It is Sunday morning. I slept all day yesterday. I came back from the nail place, the salon, and I slept all day. She wasn't feeling great, I think because of the dentist on Friday. She's really, really headachy. So I slept all day. Today, it is Sunday, and it's so cold. I got dressed, got out of bed, got dressed, immediately was like, I'm just going to get ready. I'm not looking forward to standing out in the cold. I don't understand how the kids do it in their little tiny football outfits, because it is freezing at the moment. Just the idea of being stood there in even just like my coat and scarf and hat for basically 2 hours is not something I'm relishing, but I'm getting prepared by not feeling the benefit, but I'm already cold in the house. So something arrived yesterday that I didn't yet open. It is this box. It's from Candle Shack, and I don't remember what I ordered actually. But I have a feeling I ordered some different samples of melt wax for Karen to try different things, because I'm very conscious that last year I kind of let us get into a situation where we had to have a specific type of supply, and we really need to not do that. We need to be getting ahead a little bit. Oh, okay. I tried some different wax last year and it did not work out, and that was from Candle Shack, which was a disappointment. Where? Oh, there it is. Because it's not cheap, but I do think we need to, on our quiet periods, we need to make an effort to try different things. So we got some different oils. We got golden wax. This is soy, I think. I need to check before I try anything. This is rapeseed and coconut. And then, what is this? Oh, this is soy. So golden wax is probably soy mixed with something else. But this is, I thought it might just be interesting to show you, like, how different wax comes. Like, this is flaky. This, along with the other one, has been just, like, poured into a pot because it's going to be softer than this one. But all melt wax is harder than container wax, because that's how you're able to mould it into the shape that you want it to be. I also love with Candle Shack that they give you a little, it's like, it's the most expensive place we order from, and they give you like a little, like, here's what's coming. This is like a leaflet of things for the current season. It's very cute. So I think when I get home from football, I'm going to be making some candles. I also have lots of wicks, which is essential. I've run out of almost everything. Another Sunday morning at football. Another loss, but they played amazing. Played really good today, Miles. Everyone played amazing.
but it's really, really cold. So glad to be going home.